There have been quite a few rumors recently going around that Disney might want to do away with the Disney Trilogy, as a lot of us like to call it, otherwise known as the Sequel Trilogy. And could that be true? Is there any truth to this? What would it mean for the Star Wars franchise? And more importantly, where does George Lucas fit into all of this? Do you think that he might regret selling Star Wars to Disney?
Very intimately involved in them, and obviously to sell them off. I sold them to the white slavers that take these things and
Guys, Final Death Star, thank you for tuning in to this episode, chapter, whatever you want to call it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. There's a little button over one of these corners, and it's red. It says subscribe. You can't miss it, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You just click the button, and you're set to go. So please do subscribe if you'd like to, and also don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, of course. I don't want you just going around giving thumbs up to everybody. What good will that do? All right, so Star Wars. I just did a video a couple days ago explaining that there could be this civil war inside of Lucasfilm. We've heard about this before, between the KK, Kathleen Kennedy crowd, and the Jon Favreau, or Favroni, although a lot of people, I think, want to maybe cut the Roni part of that. That's the more recently. That's the Dave Filoni part of it. I think they want to unship this that shipping, because Filoni's made some comments that haven't really rubbed people the right way recently. So we'll stick with Favreau for now. There could be some truth to that. It seems like some of the things coming out, we've heard this rumor now that Disney might want to cancel this, or like not cancel the sequel trilogy, so to speak. It's not cancel. Well, I guess it sort of is cancel culture. More so that they want to possibly, this is all rumor, okay? Let me just, the disclaimer, rumor. We don't know if there's truth to this as of right now, but they might want to kind of make the sequel trilogy Legends material, which has its own problems, but if it redoes the trilogy, I think a lot of people will be kind of okay with that. So now there's this story where George Lucas, all of a sudden there's another rumor, so I'm not sure exactly the direction or why this is coming out. I don't know if this is a push from Disney testing the waters. I don't know if this is a push from like the Favreau people, because Favreau and George seem to be pretty close, and maybe they're kind of testing something out or trying to build hype around an idea. Nevertheless, George Lucas reportedly wants to make his sequel trilogy. We know he has he's got the outlines for it, right? He has a treatment, or I think it's a pretty full treatment of the three movies. This is certainly an outline that he gave to Disney, and they said, no, thank you. We've got our own thing. I think we're good here. Clearly, they made the wrong choice. So George could very well still be interested in making his sequel trilogy. So let's go through this article. This is coming from WeGotThisCovered.com. And here it says, George Lucas reportedly wants to make his sequel trilogy, his original sequel trilogy. So, interesting. In case you haven't noticed, by this point, Lucasfilm loves a Star Wars trilogy, although they've never come close to capturing the magic of A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Although I'd say Revenge of the Sith is pretty darn close. George Lucas' prequels were widely criticized at the time, but even they looked to be going through a reprisal that seemed unimaginable up until recently. With the fanbase becoming more fractured than ever by the different, but equally divisive response to both The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, the studio haven't exactly given up on their fascination with trilogies either, even though there are conflicting reports about whether or not Rian Johnson will ever get around to making his, while Game of Thrones showrunners Benioff and Weiss were fired or chose to walk away. That's again controversial, from developing three movies of their own, depending on who you believe. The future of Star Wars on the big screen is more unclear than it's ever been after a series of disappointments and setbacks, and we've now heard that Disney and Lucasfilm could turn to the man who created it all in an effort to rehabilitate the franchise's failing fortunes. What a novel idea. I mean, what a shocker. Who would have thought the one savior of Star Wars could be the guy who created it? Now, we don't know, because there's also speculation that George's treatments would not have been that well received either. Well, I was going to say we'll never know, but maybe that's not true. We know he was going to delve deeply into the wills of the Force, kind of get into midichlorians and what exactly that means. Honestly, I'm open to it, because we've seen what Disney did, and I can't imagine it being worse. So I'd say, George, give it a go. Give it the old college try. I do enjoy watching Phantom Menace these days. But, Phantom Menace. See, there I'd go again. Phantom Menace. But, yeah, all in all, I'd say give it the old college try and go with your third trilogy. Finish the story you wanted to tell. George Lucas is toying with the idea of making a sequel trilogy of his own. And here we have a deleted scene that adds nothing to the movie, so who really cares? It's him restoring the mask that should have never been... Anyway, enough of that. As fans will know, Lucas already had outlines of his own versions of episode 7, 8, 9, which he ended up handing over to Disney when he sold up and made himself a few $1 billion richer for his troubles. But now he's reportedly getting the itch to become more hands-on and make his abandoned concepts a reality, since the Mouse House didn't wind up using them. To be clear, these films wouldn't retcon or erase the sequel trilogy from existence. They would just be a new, separate trilogy in that galaxy far, far away, based on George's original ideas that Disney scrapped. So, this is going along with what we heard of these rumors we heard about them wanting to do away with the sequel trilogy, make it Legends. This story now fits into that narrative. A new trilogy, hailing from Lucas himself, would certainly generate huge buzz, but for now this remains nothing more than something's been discussing in the studios and he's thinking about. No confirmation, so... Besides, like it's been said time and time again, Star Wars would be much better off if it left the Skywalker saga in the past and focused on an entirely new set of characters and stories to lead the beloved sci-fi series into the future. So that's the story there. Now, this is very interesting, to think about. Lucas coming back, wanting to finish his story. The problem is you're still never going to fully get what you wanted to get, which was the original 3 back, because Carrie's gone, and I don't know how they deal with that. I mean, Harrison's getting older. Say they went ahead and did this. You're thinking Harrison's going to be 78 this year. This it would be at least 3 or 4 years out. Then you have the next 2. Harrison's in his 80s. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Mark Hamill as well. He's a little younger, but he's getting into it. He'll be in his 70s, and Carrie's gone. So do they CGI and make him look younger? Do they use like the Tarkin thing that they did with Rogue One? There's a lot of questions. They just recast with younger actors. A lot of questions that are left unanswered, and of course, it's all just speculation. And this is a rumor. We don't know if there's really any truth to it, though it seems to fit in with the other rumors we've heard. So, I wouldn't count anything out at this point. But it would be interesting, to see if George went ahead. I mean, George himself is going to be, he's 76, I think, this year. So. I think he turned 76 in May, I believe. So he'd be getting up there as well, and I don't know if he would just kind of write the stories, direct the first one, kind of oversee the other 2, maybe hand it off to Favreau to take the lead on it. A lot of possibilities. So, I'll be interested to follow this story and see if anything develops, but let me know your thoughts. Lucas coming back and doing his own trilogy, would that be something that interests you? Would you want to see his finished version? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching the video, and if you did like it, don't forget to give it that little thumbs up, a little like button, and hit the subscribe, become a subscriber, and until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.